It's time for the Rip City Wrap-Up. The Rip City Wrap-Up is brought to you by Dick Hanna Subaru, Believe in Nice, and Jack in the Box. Now here are your hosts, Joe Simons and Danny Marang.
Shea got 35. Denny got 32. Jeremy got ejected.
There you go.
It all worked out. Your Blazers take care of the lowly Pelicans in New Orleans, getting their first win of the road trip and improved to 6-5 on the season. Hello. Welcome into the Rip City Wrap-Up. Danny Marang.
Hello.
Joe Simons. How are you? Feeling good? Your guys are scoring. Getting ejected. Let us know how you feel. Use the hashtag RCWrapUp. Get into the conversation. You want to start with the fight? Why not? We can do whatever we want up here, Danny.
Get it out of the way, I guess, because there's so many other things to talk about. Anytime I see somebody scrapping with Jeremy Grant, I'm going to go ahead and assume the other guy's the aggressor because Jeremy's just the chillest guy in the NBA. I did see Jeremy perhaps go a little Muay Thai grip on the back of Yves Missy's head after old Yves Missy wrapped Jeremy Grant's throat up.
I love that you're instantly recognizing a Muay Thai position.
Well, you know, it's fun. It's good. But, Jeremy and Yves got a little tied up. Jeremy gave a little tug. Yves gave a little tug. Well, then Yves gave it another tug and kind of spilled over, and you saw Missy reach for Jeremy's throat. And that's when it escalated. I thought this was going to be the severe, super secret double probation, one technical foul each, as in, say another word and either of you are gone. I thought at worst Missy was going to get ejected because he was the one who made the first movement outside of a little tug and pull and went for the throat. I was like, if anybody's going to get tossed, it's going to be Missy, but
it's just gutless. I wish the ref would just take a stance in these
pick
circumstances.
A side, nerd.
How many times do we see offsetting penalties in football? It happens in basketball. Clearly one side was more aggressive than the other. Just say that you see what we see because we all have eyes. It's very frustrating.
If you want to say that the texts are for both guys giving the little pull and tug, fine. But the second Missy goes for the throat, you put your hands on somebody else's throat. In my world, you've cast the die.
And what I liked is Shea came barreling in as soon as the hand went on the throat. And Shea, yet again, another 30-point night. His shot chart, folks, it's not a big mystery where he's successful. He got inside. He was 13 of 18 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Yes, that means he did not miss inside the arc tonight.
So he took 3 shots outside of the paint in the 2-point area. They were all left elbow pull-ups, of which you've heard me say a million times. Take that shot all you want, Shea. That is a shot. That is like Chris Paul getting into that shot. That is C.J. McCollum getting into that shot. I have no issue whatsoever. I like the analytics of basketball in the sense of threes and layups and dunks. Totally fine. But if you are a mid-range scorer, I don't care. Go get it. If you are a guy that hunts in there, go get it. Now, you can't live there unless you're Kevin Durant. If you're Kevin Durant, you can take whatever shot on the basketball court you want. You're the greatest scorer in the history of the game. Everybody else, if DeMar DeRozan, it was like, well, he doesn't take threes. He takes enough, but he shoots 46% from twos at a shot that you can get whenever you need him to get to it while also being a plus rim finisher. Shaedon now, shout out Tom Haberstroh and Sport Radar for their tracking. Shaedon has now hit 20 consecutive shots inside of 4 feet.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And guess what Shaedon Sharpe's really good at doing?
Finish it inside of 4 feet.
Yes. He finished in the 92nd percentile, I think, last year for guards finishing at the rim. He's really good at it. Right hand, left hand, in traffic, getting bumped, finishing through contact. And let's not forget, he can jump out of the gym and dunk. But it's not always just the dunks, but he did have a couple tonight. Sent Lamar through the roof on the run out. We all saw it coming. Wah! But no, I mean, Shea had some dunks tonight. He had some nastiness. He had some aggression. But that's the thing. It's hard to get to the rim. It's hard to get to the rim. It requires extra work. A lot of times you can settle for shots. The last 2 nights, he has worked to get to the rim. He has worked to get out in transition. He has actually worked defensively to get turnovers that turn into easy opportunities for him. It's like the carrot or the stick. He's chose the carrot.
Well, the more that he goes to the basket, the more it's going to free up that mid-range area. And yes, I know that it's the modern NBA, and all we do is shoot threes and go to the basket.
Yes.
But if Shea has a wide-open jumper from 8 to 12 feet, I'm going to be happy with that shot probably 100% of the time.
He's an above-average mid-range shooter, particularly in the long mid-range, which is like your free throw line extended. He's so-so in that like 10 to 12-foot range, but you get to like the 12 to 15-foot range. That's a spot that he is so comfortable getting into. And if he's, as long as that's not the bulk of his shots, I want him getting to the rim. That's his super.
It's an off-speed pitch.
Yes,
is what it is.
Exactly, and like that's his slider, right? And the second you start backpedaling, well, now he can just walk in, elevate, cash. And now, like, you can sit there and tell yourself a million times, I'll let him take the midi. But when he hits it 2, 3, 4 times, then you're sitting there like, and you have to fight that little urge.
You got to cheat a little bit, or at least think about it.
And the second you do that, you give that lean forward, he gives you a little hezzy, and it's a blow-by dunk. And like that's how advanced players play the game. The scouting report can be the scout. I've mentioned this story before. Malcolm Brogdon, he goes right 90% of the time. He is not this explosive athlete. I asked him about it when he was here for a short time, and I go, the question I asked him was, Mal, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, this is going to sound really dumb, but how is it that I can look at the scout on you? I can look at everything that you do, and you go right 90% of the time. These guys know you're going to go right 90% of the time. How do you go right 90% of the time and not get stopped? He goes, I just need them to bite once. The second they bite once, I can go. Because all I want to do, what I want to do is I want to get to my right hand. I want to put my left shoulder in your chest. And once I get you here, how many guards are in the NBA are stronger than me? And I was like, not many. He goes, right. So I have control at that point in time. With Shaedon Sharpe, if he clears a shoulder on somebody going downhill, who's jumping with him?
A lot of people were disappointed in Shea's start to the season, and I think with good reason. The point total was there. Sort of.
Efficiency.
The floor was high. He hasn't scored less than 15 points in any game this season. But now we've seen a couple of games back-to-back where it's like, all right, well, there's the $90 million. There's where it comes into play. And with those contracts come, and even though it's a conventional wisdom, it's a very good contract for a player like Shaedon Sharpe, we hadn't seen this sort of explosion yet. So you understand fans getting a little bit impatient, trepidatious about that. Yeah. A little antsy in the pantsy, only 10 games in. But Shea now has consecutive games of 30 points. And the thing that we always looked at last season and the year before that is where's the consistency in terms of doing this over not only the course of a couple of games, but a week and 2 weeks. And we're not asking for 30 points.
Couple months.
We're just saying to participate in the game in this way, getting to the line, being efficient inside the arc. And if you're only scoring 20 to 22 points a game, but you're doing it at a high efficiency, you're getting to the free throw line, you're not turning the ball over, which tonight he just had one, and he's also filling up the stat sheet in other areas, 3 dimes, 2 steals, 5 boards. Like, he's filling up the stat sheet, and by the way, did this all in 30 minutes. So we're starting to see signs.
He was incredibly good. The last couple of games, he's been incredibly good, and it's not a secret. It's getting to the rim. Now, this is not me poo-pooing him. Neither one of the teams they've played over the last 2 games are big-time rim protection teams.
Yes, the Pelicans might have a new coach by the time this episode's over.
Willie Green, I just got a notification on my phone, so I don't know if that was him getting fired. But they don't have any rim protection. The Orlando Magic are a big, strong team, but they don't have any rim protection. Like, Paulo Franz, they're both 6'9", 6'10 dudes, but Wendell Carter Jr., Goga Bitadze, like, they're not big-time rim protectors. They're just a really big team. I don't think it's a surprise that Shaedon Sharpe got going against teams that don't have a ton of rim protection. Now, let's see how they do. Dallas and Houston are enormous teams. They both also have a ton of rim protection.
What a great test to finish the road trip.
And that's what I want to see is like, okay, can you do this when 2 good, like the Mavs, let's be honest, they're not good. Their offense is putrid. But defensively, you've got Lively, you've got P.J. Washington, you've got Cooper Flagg. Like, you've got a lot of defensive ability and mobility, and they've got rim protection. Like, Cooper Flagg is a great weak side shot blocker. Lively's a good shot blocker. Gafford's a good rim protector. Like, there's a lot there that's going to test him, and that's what I want to see, kind of the next evolution. Good players take advantage of bad teams, and that's what we saw Shaedon Sharpe do tonight.
And also, good teams beat the teams that they're supposed to, and Portland did that tonight. And it was nice to see them win by not a ton of margin.
Didn't cover.
Didn't cover.
Half point.
But
Vegas really good at what they do.
They did win by 8 points. And after the first half where it's like, oh my God, they're hanging around. And the third quarter where Portland looks like it might turn into a laugher. And New Orleans, they just kept making a 3 here, a 2 there to keep it to 11, to keep it to 12, to keep it to 9 points. And for Portland to have this not come down to the last possession or two.
Much more comfortable.
much more comfortable. You'd like it to be, if you're nitpicking, a little more comfortable than what we saw, but you're down Jeremy Grant. You can't forget that. You're down 20 points a game almost.
Not only that, this is a game tonight where the Blazers forced 10 turnovers. They only had 5 steals. Now, they took pretty good care of the ball, only 13. But you would imagine a team like New Orleans, who's playing a rookie point guard in Jeremiah Fears, Jose Alvarado, who, while veteran, is not a guy who's getting in you in their offense, Trey Murphy, who's kind of like Shaedon in the sense of like what he's good at, he's really good at. The other skills, like the creation, playmaking stuff, especially for others, still kind of a work in process. You would expect Portland to have been more disruptive. And I started thinking, well, they're playing a game every other night and have been basically since the season started. They're out on the road. They're probably tired. I think when you watch this game, did you feel a ton of defensive disruption, or was it more opportunistic?
It was certainly opportunistic because you look at like what 2 did tonight. I think we had 3 offensive fouls called in New Orleans just against Toumani Camara. And it is that, okay, I can turn the whole possession over as opposed to playing really tough defense for 23 seconds and then perhaps hitting a tough shot. You're gambling a little bit more, which I think is what you would naturally see when a team is tired. Not at the end of a road trip, but like you said, there's a lot of games in a short period of time to open the season. And again, the Blazers are in a stretch right now of 12 out of 16 games on the road. So you're talking about 13 cities in 16 games.
Yeah, and if you look at it through their first 15 games, they have the toughest strength of record and strength of schedule in the NBA. And even now it's adjusted for the Pelicans being bad, but we all knew the Pelicans were going to be bad. We thought the matchup would be better, but still, even with all of that being said, some teams underperforming, Dallas, the Blazers schedule is very difficult. Now, everybody says, well, everybody plays everybody. It's all, yes, but they don't all play them all at the same period at the same time while going out on the road as much as Portland's going to be out on the road. So the fact that they're 6-5 through 11 games, they've been in every single game, had a chance to win every single game. If you want to make the argument for one, fine. But in the final 5 minutes, they've been there in every single game. That's a nice little, okay, you're doing it. And there's 2 throughputs in every single game. Danny Avdija, Jrue Holiday. We're talking about how great Shaedon was tonight. And he was. Shaedon was phenomenal tonight. But Denny continued, we're ho-humming Denny.
Hit 32.
Slouch couldn't get any assists or any rebounds, though. Can you believe it?
12 of 18, 4 of 8 from 3. I'm shocked when he misses a 3 at this point. Got to the line a handful of times. No turnovers. That's huge.
What did Jrue finish with?
Jrue had 17 and 12. Wait a minute. He had 17 and 12. I didn't notice the 12 until right now. Wow.
Yeah.
And played 37 minutes.
Yeah. It's just, those 2 dudes are so good.
I'd like to get some guard
reliable.
depth. I would like our millennial point guard to not have to play 37 minutes in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be ideal.
Yeah, he's closer to our age than he is. Actually, he is actually closer to our age than any of the other guards. So, sorry, Jrue. Didn't mean to out you like that. But Jrue has been phenomenal. Denny has been phenomenal. Jeremy has been phenomenal with the exception of 2 games. One where he fouled out and one where he got tossed.
Otherwise, he's been excellent.
Otherwise, he's been awesome. And so you got a little more comfortable tonight because Shaedon was able to step up and take some of that burden that Jeremy's been carrying. But how nice would it have been to have Jeremy drop 17 tonight while Shaedon also continues to do this? And instead of having the starters in there in game 3 of a 5-game road trip, maybe some guys get a little more rest down the stretch. Because as you said, New Orleans just kind of like, they weren't there, but they were there. They were there.
There was always a whisper of them. They were always a shot or 2 away from either getting blown out or getting back in the game. It was kind of in that spot.
The whisper
right
is
there.
perfect because that's all you could hear in the arena.
Pretty bad. Yeah, my girlfriend came home and she was like, "Do people not like basketball in New Orleans?" And
the answer is
no. They don't. But you know what we like here at the Pacific Northwest Stadium, Marang? Oh my gosh. Well, we like going big.
We do.
Big. I'm talking the triple bonus Jack combo. That's 3 juicy beef patties, 3 slices of melty American cheese. Don't show him. Shredded lettuce, pickles, and Jack's secret sauce on a toasted bun, plus fries and a drink. Don't give him the satisfaction. You can order it right now. It's not about Danny. It's about Jack in the Box and the Jack in the Box app. 3 times the beef, 3 times the flavor. Kind of like Danny Marang over here.
Oh, man. Well,
another great night for Rip City.
Absolutely. Knows all about people just like this team. Stick on Subaru.
Right. From your very first visit to your first drive, they're focused on making a difference for you and for our community.
That's why they say, believe in nice.
Dick Hanna Subaru, it's not just about cars, It's about people. Time for a deep dive into a shallow topic. That's right. It's Trenbia. Oh, boy. Well, and it's no longer expected. They did it. They sure did it.
Yeah.
Now, this is a long time from the inciting incident occurring
9 months
to the actual firing taking place. Did Nico Harrison make this decision by himself? He had to have consulted somebody.
For those that don't know how front offices work in the NBA,
Tell us.
general managers make decisions, but then they go, here's the paperwork, Mr. Owner, who's worth billions of dollars. Will you sign this? So,
Are you suggesting that the ownership for the Mavericks didn't look over the piece of paper that says we're trading Luka Doncic?
they 100% did, and so did Jason Kidd. Everybody knew. They were all in on it. And I don't know why they're pretending otherwise. Like, I saw Charles Barkley and Stephen A. Smith trying to be like, whoa, they're throwing this all on Nico. Well, Nico was the basketball guy. Patrick Dumont, the Adelson family, are they basketball people?
Or Vegas people?
Yes. So the answer would be no. No. I do love that. Unemployed.
Girl dad unemployed in that order. Like, I guess you have to have a patsy, but it just seems weird that...
Well, the owner can't get fired.
Well, I understand that.
So...
But it's just... So, was this like a 9-month premeditated thing that, like, Nico knows he's going down?
No.
Like, even before this? Because that's what doesn't make sense to me in terms of this timeline.
So did you catch the story from Christian Clark, who covers the Mavs?
Well, I did, but tell the audience, because they haven't.
So Christian Clark documented the story. There was an 18-year-old kid wearing a Luka Doncic Lakers jersey courtside who gave the bird. We can say that. I worked on the radio, so I can say it here. Gave the bird to Patrick Dumont, the governor of the Dallas Mavericks. And after a little while, kind of backed down and was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. And Patrick Dumont was like, I'm sorry I traded your favorite player. And that was the night before they fired Nico. I think because how often do we see owners interact with fans across sports? Not even here, just in general. Like Mark Cuban was one of the only guys that does that.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of reality smacked him upside the head, much like a glass door did me. So that's there. Yeah, there you go. We can see it. There we go. Yeah, the two dots.
Danny walked into a glass door today.
My snapback hat has an imprint on my forehead as much as makeup tries to cover it up.
He did show me security footage of it happening. It's as funny as you would think.
Yeah,
You're okay.
Yeah, no, it was like
He's okay.
It was like a pigeon crashing into a window of a skyscraper, just dunk. Yeah, it was bad. But I genuinely think that Patrick Dumont was like, there was a moment of realization, like, I'm not going to bash the rich of the world here in the sense, but like they're disconnected.
Do it, Danny. Eat the rich.
Well, I know, but they're disconnected from reality.
Of course.
And so when this kid's sitting there wearing a jersey for a team that's not playing of his favorite player that you traded away for no good reason, for a return that made absolutely no sense, and you've heard all the fire Nico chants, they installed a portable staircase behind Nico Harrison's seat so that he could sneak out and get away faster and sooner. If you have to sneak your general manager out of your own building, why is he there?
Well, it's so bad that they got the consensus #1 draft pick. The team is an absolute dumpster fire still. And this sort of accelerated this whole, because like, say Anthony Davis came into camp in shape, and say Cooper Flagg was making shots immediately. Like, say things were working in Dallas a little bit this season.
Well, that was what they're hoping and praying for.
Right. Like, if you have a Blazers type start where you're just a pretty good team, a fun to watch team.
If they were 6-5 right now and playing with energy and intensity, Nico Harrison would be like, trust the process. See, you know,
right.
His line was, and I'm not kidding, he said fortune favors the bold. That was what he said. Like, you can't make that up. It just makes absolutely no sense. But long story short, I think Patrick Dumont got smacked in the face with a little bit of reality.
Oh, this is how it really is kind of thing?
Like, no, I think it's like, oh. And you can hear it, but the second you experience it, when it's in your face, because this kid was sitting courtside with Dumont, talking to him, and I think there was a genuine connection of like,
this is not even Dumont's kid. This is just a random kid.
No, this is just a fan.
This is just a 18-year-old kid sitting courtside.
I mean, Dad's got some money, so
sure.
But yeah, and here you go, and it's just like the next day, all of a sudden we get the tweets from Shams like, how awful would it be? Yeah, here you go. You can see the video. This is that discussion. How awful would it be if you're Nico Harrison and Shams is tweeting about a meeting that you're going to have that you don't know that you're going to have, that you're going to be fired in this meeting. Like, you just turn your phone over, you're Nico Harrison. Oh, Shams tweet. Let me see what's going on. Huh. That's weird. Weird. Oh, I'm fired? Like, that's a little, I don't know. I'm struggling to find the word for it. That's just kind of creepy,
well,
I guess, in a sense.
I am troubled by the fact that sitting courtside next to an 18-year-old at an NBA game is how you're in touch with reality. Like, if that is your bridge to reality, you are pretty far away from it to begin with. But for the last 9 months, this guy's life's been a living hell.
Yeah,
like, he's getting death threats. Like, he can't operate around the city.
He was at a shenanigans type restaurant, if you will, in Texas, and it was seating inside, but it's Texas. There's windows there, like bay windows that were opened up. And this guy is filming this other guy walking up because they clearly saw this whole thing was getting ready to happen. He walks up to Nico. He's like, Nico, hey, man. Like, kind of plays it up like, you're actually cool with me. And he just hits him with a bleep you.
Yeah.
I hate you. You ruined my team. You ruined my life. I hope you have a god-awful night. And I was like, so this guy can't even go out with his wife, can't go out with his kids, can't go out and do anything. Like, this guy can't go out in public in Dallas.
I'm not saying that Nico Harrison is right for this trade or whatever involvement he actually had in all of this, but people are psychotic.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine going up to a person, no matter what transaction they made for a sports team, and, like, accosting them at a restaurant.
I want to say I can't imagine it, but let's be honest.
What restaurant would it be? Are you more willing to hit them at like a mid-level chain restaurant or like a high end?
Yes.
Because a high end, you're causing more of a stink. Well, now I'm kind of getting on board with this.
Yeah, I mean, the running scale of Olive Garden, Chili's, Applebee's, up to your.
None of these people pay us.
Yeah, I'm throwing them all out there. We'll take a sponsor.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
The safest restaurant in town.
Wonderful restaurant. Wonderful restaurant. I love Jack in the Box. Nom, 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 nom.
Okay, that's enough Nico Harrison.
There you go.
That's enough naming of restaurants. City Edition jerseys. They're back whether you like them or not.
They are.
Portland's got some. Do we have the pictures and videos of it? We're taking flight with Young Hansen.
I mean, look.
Catch the fever.
I am not a PDX carpetman, but if they're going to do it, do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's factored in prominently into the jersey, to the PDX, all those things. Totally fine. They're not my favorite City Edition jerseys, but they're good. They're good. There are some, as I showed you before we went up, all 30 of the jerseys. There are some that are egregious. They are so bad. It's like, I could have come up with this, and I suck at anything remotely design-oriented. I'm just looking at this like, why? Why was this the choice? Who greenlit this?
So many teams have such good logo lineage that
Color
they refuse to acknowledge, and they don't incorporate them into their current or alternate uniforms. And it's like, what disappoints me is this is obviously like a very, eat the rich, capitalistic enterprise, right? We're trying to do more jerseys to sell them, which is fine because everyone likes more jerseys and they're
everyone likes cool jerseys.
But that's my point. If you're trying to get people to buy jerseys, tug on the nostalgia. We all are going to fall for it. We all love the 90s and the 80s and the 70s.
Look, our Blazers overlords, I've talked to them about this. I've pitched them this so many times.
The mid-90s?
Earlier. The red vertical lowercase Blazers.
I do like that personally. So you're talking way back with Sidney Wicks, like the originals.
Like slightly, it's the
or is it the Walton era?
It's the Walton era. It's the Walton era to the early '80s. Now I know which ones you're talking about. Those Blazers ones, the
like the Damon like the Rod Strickland, Arvydas Sabonis, kind of like right in the middle of that era.
And then the Drexler era ones.
Yes,
like those are
but I'm talking like early mid '80s Drexler, like the lowercase Blazers in red.
100%. But look, if you want to put a modern twist on it,
let's do it.
You do the red Walton era throwbacks, but instead of it saying Blazers, it says Rip City in lowercase. That's the thing that I want to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's not disappointing. I'm happy for everybody. People like these. I'm very, very happy for them. But by the same token, like there's just so many places you can go with these.
Yeah.
I also like that you said that you're not a graphic designer and you immediately go into designing it on the air.
I mean, it's the little things.
We'll get a mock-up for you by the end of the show. We talked about how sensational Denny was and how this all-star run continues. Folks, you may not know this for sure, but it's official. Yeah, we're going to do the all-star game another new way this season.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So forget your East versus West.
Well, it's still kind of.
Wait a minute. Forget your captains.
Okay.
It's going to be USA versus the world. But it's also going to be East versus West. So we're going to have East and West.
Eastern Western Conference.
Yes.
So you'll still have the 12 representatives from each conference.
Maybe.
Well, kind of.
Maybe.
Kind
so
of.
you're going to have at least 7 from each.
Yes.
Right? And then if you don't have enough international players. So, okay, I'll back up. This is how normal this all is.
Yep.
The starters are going to be picked the same way. It's going to be fan vote, it's going to be coaches, and it's going to be Adam Silver making the final decision because that's what he does.
Yes.
Then you're going to have the reserves chosen by the coaches. And then, if there's not enough international players out of those mix, then literally it says the commissioner will pick. Like, that's actually the next step in the process. You know how, like, if NFL tiebreakers go to, like, the 7th thing, it's a coin flip? That's where we go for the international players if they are not enough. However,
Which is kind of funny when you think about it, because I just want to run through this real
Please.
quickly. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is he international?
Canadian?
Nikola Jokic,
Yes.
Luka Doncic,
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Last time I checked.
Victor Wembanyama.
French.
So it's the 5 probably best players in the NBA right now.
But after that, Dan.
It's really tough to come up with them because, well, not that Joel Embiid is, but Joel Embiid is, even though he played for USA. He's
Giddey.
also Cameroon. Giddey is Australian. Like, you look at Denny is Israeli. Lauri Markkanen is Finnish. It's real easy to get international real quick.
It is, but Laurie's not going to make it on that garbage team. I know Utah's playing pretty good right now. They're not going to make it.
But I mean, there you go. There's our Team USA versus the world kind of a deal. I mean, just look at the list of guys on this. It's weird. There's a lot of international guys. Jamal Murray, Alperen Şengün though, Turkish. You've got Franz Wagner, German.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. Karl Anthony Towns, Dominican. Like there's no shortage of guys on this list that are international.
It's true. I mean,
I'm telling you, I'll ask you this, Joe. If I took a
Ask
starting lineup of the international versus Team USA, who wins?
international.
Yeah, by a landslide.
Right. But show me the bench. It's still not that far.
It's not that far, but it's also you're playing round robin games that are 8 minutes? I think it's what it is.
Yeah, they're doing that stupid thing again.
It's super weird.
They're doing it in a format because they want to try to evolve and change for fans and make it more exciting. But the problem is when you change it every single year, it gets confusing. Yeah. I haven't watched the All-Star game in like 4 or 5 years. It's boring. I don't really like it. The slam dunk contest is a disaster. Truly.
Oh, you don't want Matt McClung for the 15th time?
I don't.
No.
It's really bad. And frankly, I don't really care who's in it. Just give these guys one dunk. I've never understood why you can stand there and miss 4 dunks and your 5th dunk goes in and that counts the same.
Well,
there
it
should
doesn't.
be like a strength of schedule.
They do take points down if you don't get it on your first one. That's a real thing now. But also, and this is going to derail completely.
Derail.
Get stars back in the dunk contest. Get big-time dunkers in the dunk contest.
Do we know any?
I know. It's really hard. I gotta hit my head again to figure out another one here in Portland that should be in a dunk contest, Shaedon.
We're gonna get a close-up on your head before the night is out.
I can see it. There's a little bit of a goose egg. There we go. I gotta make sure.
You love it. You're actually kind of happy.
It's
there,
right
I
there.
think.
Yeah, it's a nice little goose egg.
So
it's a factory reset.
To kind of put a button on this, this is classic. I'm shouting something down without having a better alternative for it. But when you watch the All-Star games that happened 20, 25 years ago, it was just fun basketball with the best players in the league.
And in the fourth quarter, they really cared.
Why are we so far away from that now?
Everybody talks about, well, it's so taxing, it's so tiring, it's this. I'm just like, did they play 82 games 20 years ago? Yeah, they did. Maybe don't
just suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, maybe don't go do as many brand things, the entire 4 days leading up to it. Like, maybe don't do 7 brand parties. The job is the job. Your job is to entertain. Go out there and dance, clown.
I love it.
Look, I mean,
no. Skip the activations.
We've
and go to the slam dunk contest.
Guys like Steph and Braun and even KD, like those guys get how to be entertainers. Giannis gets how to be an entertainer. Jokic, it bothers me that he's like, oh, I have to do. It's like, no, dog, you're getting paid $50 million because you're good at basketball and you're entertaining.
He gets a pass for me.
Because he's weird and goofy. But
he's weird and goofy and also top 10 player ever. So.
Sure, but also like go out and do the thing.
Yeah.
Go entertain. You know, there's been a couple times this season. Yeah. Shaedon had a breakaway the other night, and he just lays it up.
No, I have to tell you, I've come all the way around on Shaedon being a very sort of like reserved, kind of annoyed generally by everything that's going on around him. I like it. I'm into
that.
He's got some CJ in there, a little bit of Surly, just bubbling underneath.
Ant Edwards did it opening night against Minnesota. Ant Edwards had a breakaway, and he just lays it up softly. I'm like, you're one of the best athletes on the planet who can stunt. Show me a windmill.
See, I like dropping it over the hoop sometimes.
No, I enjoy it. If you're getting all right, let him go, and you're going to do it, stunt. When do you get those opportunities? Greg Brown III. I'll always love him. The man East Bay funk dunked in game. How great is that? How great is that?
So great that we're talking about it still.
But like those moments, like you had a chance to have some fun. Like, go do it. Just like the showman. Ant Edwards is a guy that when he's on the court, I love him because he wants to show out, and when he gets the opportunity and he doesn't, it's like, come on, man.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, when Shaedon gets an opportunity to fly, go.
Well, tonight he had an opportunity where he would have done it in some traffic, but it was sort of a one-on-one situation, and he threw it up to Roops, was it?
Yeah.
And it was defended pretty well. So I do like Shea.
He's been surly.
Deferring in a circumstance like that. But yes, he has been surly, and I like it.
Yes.
Because you saw it manifest in defense of his teammate tonight. And I don't know how many of you caught it, but it was one of my favorite moments of the season when the camera on the broadcast, it cuts to Scoot and Shea is on the bench, and there's a player in between them, I think. I can't remember who it is. But he kind of gives him he's trying to point out to Shea he's got some schmutz on his face, and he doesn't really get it. So Scoot just leans over like a concerned mother and like cleans it up for him. And it was one of the more wholesome moments that I saw. And then like 30 seconds later, Shea's like pushing a guy up against the stanchion. I'm like, the chemistry is good with this team right now.
Vibes good.
Vibes are very good. Mr. Murray had himself a good game. And it was nice to see him finish some buckets at the rim.
Little Euro step. He's left,
He had the one where he ripped it down with the left hand and then put it back up. Like, when Chris is finishing at the rim, it's very exciting because all the other stuff is there. Yeah. And if the scoring is there, you have a real rotation player, not someone who's popping
really
in and popping
solid
out.
Role player.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like that's what you want from Chris. If the three-point shot's not going to be there, get to the rim, get out in transition, be effective there. I mean, the Blazers tonight, cleaning the glass, love them. Their shooting accuracy tonight, they were in the 89th percentile at the rim tonight. Finished almost 81% of their shots at the rim, which, again, no rim protection. That's what you get. They finished 70% of their shots in the short mid-range, 60% long mid-range, 67% on all mid-range shots. So basically from the free throw line in, they murdered the Pelicans. They were in the 47th percentile, so just under league average from three tonight. But you take a look at like where they were in the half court tonight, they were in the 96th percentile in the half court, which that's not something they have done. Meanwhile, in transition, they were in the 80th percentile. They were great both in transition, but they were also incredible in the half court. And when you get guys like Chris, when you get guys like Shaedon, when you get guys like Drew who are getting downhill and getting easier opportunities in those transition moments, now all of a sudden you're keeping a team guessing that's already struggling to protect the rim. And when it's not just Shea or Denny who are going to put pressure on you at the rim, it turns into everybody. That's what you want to see.
It was nice early because we talk about Shea getting off the schneid offensively. 2 has struggled out of the gate from 3, and his volume has increased, so you might expect some of that. But tonight he was solid. He had 13 points, 5 dimes, 3 of 6 from deep, and when 2's knocking down threes, it really just opens everything up.
Yes, and that's like I saw some people getting a little mad that Shaedon or 2 took too many shots, and I'm okay with him taking a bunch of threes if they're wide open threes.
Agreed.
Yeah,
you're almost compelled to.
Yes.
You have to.
And not only that,
you shoot a high enough percentage to where it necessitates it.
But not only that, Taylor Splitter wants them to get good shots.
Right.
What's a good shot? Is a wide open 3 in rhythm for Tumani Kamara a good shot?
Yes.
Okay, then That's what it is. People are like, well, work to get somebody else a shot. No, this is not an offense that's working to get a player a shot. What it's doing is working to get good players good shots. That's what it's trying to do. And so some nights, it might be two getting a bunch of shots. It might be Shaedon getting more shots. It might be Denny. It might be Drew. It might be Jeremy. Now, you probably want to have a through line of the consistent guys with Denny and Shaedon and Drew, with a little sprinkling of other guys here or there. But there's going to be some nights where other guys got it going. And if they're going to cheat off that and they're going to let that happen, fine. Take the good shots.
I think it's impressive that Portland got to 125 when you consider the amount of scores that weren't available for them tonight. Scoot's obviously been gone for a while, but he's a guy we've seen get 20 points, score 30 points before. Jeremy only had 2.
He had 7 minutes.
In 7 minutes. So, and again, big old grain of salt.
Hey,
Pelicans
game check still clears.
Stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But you got to play in the schedule, and the Blazers felt like after what happened in Orlando and how it finished, they needed a get-right game. And now they have that, and it sets them up for the back half of the road trip.
There's some interesting stuff here statistically. The Pelicans ended up taking 8 more shots because they had 15 offensive rebounds. If I was going to highlight anything for the Blazers tonight that was like, don't like that at all.
Especially given the size disparity.
Well, they had 8 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. So 8 of those 15 came in just the first quarter, which is why the first quarter, the Blazers offense was actually really solid. They got 30 points. They outscored Pelicans 30-25. That should have been a 30-16 quarter. Like, you could have put this thing to bed had you just secured possessions. And at the end of the first quarter, the Pelicans had a 54% offensive rebound rate, meaning they rebounded more than half of their misses in that quarter on the offensive glass, which is gross. But not only that, so you let them beat you up on the offensive glass, you didn't turn them over, and you didn't get live ball turnovers. You only had 5 steals. But on the flip side, you won. So you didn't beat them on the offensive glass. You didn't limit those opportunities. You didn't turn them over. You didn't get live disruptive plays. Like, when you're playing fast off of makes, or you're playing faster off rebounds, which is always good. But they weren't the elevated transition possessions. What did they finish with? 5 steals tonight? 5. So you had 5 live ball transition opportunities. This is a team that's had at least 10 in every game except for the last 2. So for them to be that productive, to score that many points, get 125, shooting 58, 35, 94. That was the nice thing. Only 1 missed free throw tonight. So
that does help, because it feels like we've had some rather noisy misses recently, especially against Orlando. Thanks for checking in on YouTube. Really appreciate the comments. You know what I'm talking about? Big shout out to Andrew Davis, just chiming in and saying, every Blazer win, make that kale-eating vegan that never eats fast food Simons eat something at Jack in the Box. You're right, Andrew. I can't get enough of it. We love our friends at Jack in the Box.
We do.
We also love our friends at Dick Hanna Subaru, don't we, Danny?
We do. You can feel the energy after that game. This city really cares.
Same goes for Dick Hanna Subaru. They care about people and the community, not just cars.
Exactly. From that first visit to your first drive, they're there every step of the way.
Dick Hanna Subaru, making a difference in proving they believe in nice. Hey, you know that buzzer beater feeling?
Not tonight.
No, that's what the new classic Smash Jack is. A juicy smash patty, melty American cheese, lettuce, grilled onions, pickles.
Hold the less.
Jack's box sauce. Boss sauce. Boss sauce?
Boss sauce.
It's for bosses only. All stacked on a soft brioche bun for the ultimate MVP meal. It's rated the best burger in all of fast food. You can order it now on the Jack in the Box app. Do we have Michael Thompson weighing in? I think we had some Michael Thompson.
We did have some Michael Thompson.
Not mistaken.
Yeah. Father of Clay.
Father of Clay.
Former
Blazer.
Former player of basketball.
Former Blazer legend. Former radio legend.
TV legend for Spectrum in LA now.
That's right.
On the Laker call. I had to remember who they were.
Truly a king of social media. Now, this is very mundane, but if you're not following Champagne Nuts on Twitter, you certainly should be, because it is a really good time. Now, he has some unique takes. This one seems more conventional. Wemby.
This is more of his
Dyson
Magic
Daniels.
Johnson line of tweets.
That's right. If the Blazers score more points than the Pelicans, they'll win tonight.
Indeed.
Them 3 can defend.
Yeah, he said, Wemby, who's the biggest defensive force in the history of basketball. Dyson Daniels, who is one of the biggest disruptors in modern basketball. He set a deflections record last year that I don't think anybody's ever going to break other than him, for whatever reason. That guy is like the Flash when it comes to getting deflections. And then Toumani Camara. What's really interesting about those 3 defenders is they are so different. Wemby is a defensive tour de force. He's blocks, rebounds, steals. area denial. This guy's a surface to air missile system. He's a full integrated air defense system. Like there's just, I mean, air traffic control, whatever you want to call him.
Sure. No, I get it. You're in the fly mode right now.
Yeah, 100%. Dyson Daniels is super disruptive. He's the ground bound crew, right? He's the drone crew. He's just out there everywhere, just buzzing around, being disruptive. Where Toumani Camara, he's disrupting your communication. He's targeting your command and control. He's trying to cut the head off the snake. He's going, you know what? I'm really good at being disruptive by just being a pain, hacking the system, the lead initiators, the ball handlers of the offense. I'm going to hound them. I'm going to put them in disadvantageous positions and make them work really, really hard just to get the basics.
So,
like all those military
folks
stuck in there. There you go.
That was off the dome. I know maybe you think there's like a teleprompter in there that Marang is reading off when there's a soliloquy like that.
There you go.
It's all up there. Even with the cuts,
yes,
walking into glass doors.
Even with that one.
Imagine how sharp he would be if he didn't walk into a glass door today.
Like I said, it was a bump to get reset to factory settings.
Well, shout out to Michael Thompson. We appreciate you. Okay. Now, you love the analytics.
I do.
You love the stats.
I love the ball, too.
Donovan Clingan going into tonight led the league in points saved per 100 possessions at 8.8. What does that mean?
So points saved is your ability to take basically points away. So think of it as deterrence. So if you are either blocking shots or denying shots or altering shots, that's where he is in the points saved per 100 possessions. Now, Wemby leads in overall because of the minutes played, but per 100 possessions, that's something you kind of want to look at to just kind of get an idea. Donovan Clingan is an elite rim protector. His block numbers probably haven't been as good as they should be, but when you're talking about a guy like him or Walker Kessler, I think they're very, very, very similar. They're both very large white men that eat up a ton of space around the rim. They're not incredible vertical athletes, but they're just so big and so long that they make it difficult to get shots up. And they make it difficult for you to... We talked about this with Nurk before he broke his leg. And people are like, well, Nurk's not that athletic. He's not that big. And I'm like, have you ever tried to shoot a basketball up against a phone booth? That's what it's like. That's how big Nurk is. He's 7 foot, 8 foot plus tall with his arms up, and he's this wide. Well, try to shoot over something like that normally. Donovan, when he goes into his verticality, he's 7'3". I think he's got he's at 7'6" wingspan. So this is a guy that can grab the rim on his tippy toes, kind of a deal. So it's very, very, very difficult. And so the point saved is the metric is essentially on an average shot. An expectation, this is how many points he is saving you per 100 possessions because of his impact on a play.
Where does it end? How many stats do we need? Are we almost there?
No. Like
we're just getting started, aren't we?
Yes. To be honest, yes. Like the amount of things that we can do with this stuff now, we're as gross as it is, we're just peeling it back right now as far as the things we can track. We'll get super nerdy here for a second. So. The spatial tracking software, it used to just be on what's on a X and Y axis, so not 3D. You now have the ability to go not only X, Y, and Z and have 3 dimensions. You can have tracking spots. Like think about if you're watching like a motion capture, like if you see the behind the scenes for Lord of the Rings and you see the guy playing Smeagol.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis. With all the little white dots on them, they can replicate that now with the computers and the processing power behind them. So, like if you go to NBA.com and you track the tracking data that says a player was, you can sort it by contests, and they can go, I think it's very tight, open, or close, open, and very open. Now, what the older system would track, and the public side doesn't track this yet, but this is the private side that the teams have. On the public side, it would just give you the frame of the player. So if it was you and me, and we're this far apart, okay, then we're 3 feet apart. I had a contest at 3 feet. With the new system, it can track limbs and have dot point on your hands. So if I get a contest here, this isn't a 3-foot contest. It's a 1-foot contest. So it's stuff like that that tells you, it gives you more granular data of like who actually contests shots well. Do those contests actually matter? The Luke Cornett for the Cornett contest that became famous with the Celtics. He would kind of do the diamond hands at the top. Like, does that actually make a difference? Like, those are the kind of things you can track now.
And that is very useful and practical information for
teams.
Decision makers, teams. I just wonder because I've watched sports for a long time and I have a limit to how much I can absorb and like process about a team and an athlete. Like it does get overwhelming at times when it's like points saved. Like, okay, obviously I'm being facetious. I understand the concept of saving points. This is a big dude at the rim. He's taking up space. So
and how effective you can do that, because
Sure.
just being big is not
Right.
necessarily good enough, because there's plenty of guys in the league. Boban was really big. Is he a guy who you can deploy for a long period of time, or is he that disruptive? Things like that.
And I'm not trying to be a caveman who's scared of fire, but
Mild kid, maybe.
I do think that there is an argument to be made that like
More data is not always best.
for the people who are making decisions, of course it's best. For Joe Q public, I got a limit.
Yeah,
I understand.
I get it. I like it. I'm a freak about
Right.
it though. But that's like
But you love it.
I go home and I take a bath in this stuff.
And I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm sure there's a big part of our audience that wants to know all this stuff and wants to know more and wants to continue to push this. There's obviously a big market for it.
The other side of that coin, though, is context. I think general fans don't necessarily always understand the context of things.
Sure.
Like, if you look at it right now, what I talked about with shot contests. Like, well, the Blazers are getting so many open shots. Excuse me.
I have to tell you, I have been fighting a sneeze for the entire
I
show.
couldn't do it any longer.
That's why I messed up that read earlier, because I was about to sneeze.
I'm sorry. That's the literal first time I've ever sneezed
it's so
on air.
true.
There you go. It happened finally. I fought it back for about 5 minutes.
Well, Marcus says, since we're looking at the YouTube comments, to stop pounding the table because it's a
Oh,
little
is it coming through?
Apparently.
Oh, sorry, guys.
And another comment. I should look at these more often. Donovan needs to stop shooting threes. 0-4 tonight.
What do you say? Because when we started the season, you were all about it.
I was all about it when they were going in for a game and a half. If you take out his 4 for 9 start, it hasn't looked pretty since then.
Yeah.
And they're wide open, and I get it.
So we've talked about this a little bit. Donovan, so you can really see the contrast tonight. When Rob Williams got on the floor, what did they have? They had a lob threat.
Right.
Donovan needs a lot of room, runway, and space to be a lob threat. And if he's doing that, he has to expend a ton of energy. When you roll hard and you're looking for that lob and you're that big and it doesn't come, it's like, okay, let me go ahead and trot back out here and reset the screen or drift out. The flip side is if he's in there, now it's also more cluttered and it's harder for guys to drive. But if you put him out at the 3-point line, you have more the opportunity for more space, and maybe he does hit it, but also what are you giving up? His ability to offensive
That's
rebound.
the thing, is you're taking away his superpower.
Which
That is
he's
Donovan
an
Clingan's
elite
superpower.
offensive rebounder.
So if we're not doing that, what are we doing? You're getting a low percentage shot when it happens, and I understand wanting to open up space in the middle. But by not having Donovan down there, you're right. It takes away the thing that he does the absolute best. I mean, he's literally one of the top guys in the league at offensive rebounding.
So right now, last year's rookie year, he was in the 97th percentile for offensive rebounding.
Good.
This year so far, he's in the 91st percentile. Off of free throw misses, he is leading the league. So when the Blazers miss an offensive or a free throw and they get a rebound, he's getting 27% of them. He's in the 100th percentile. Wow. He's literally the best in the league at it. So there's been some drops across the board from him. His block rate, he's in the 97th percentile last year. It's down to the 79th percentile. His foul rate has come down, which good, but that's maybe the trade-off is maybe he's not chasing as many blocks. Maybe he's going for more rim protection versus just blocks. But his offensive rebound rate is down and his defensive rebound rate is down. Both those are, his offensive rebound rate is down about 2%. His defensive rebound rate is about 3%. So if it's felt like he's underperformed a little bit, it's because he has, based on his expectations and what he set out. But I think much like Shaedon, the full-time starting, not necessarily here's the keys, but like find your role, find your spot within this new system and when to run, when to go. And I think here's the easiest way I can put it with Donovan. What's the easiest shot he can get right now?
At the bucket.
Is it? Because he can't
get, or is he going to make?
No. What's the easiest shot he can get?
I mean, he's getting wide open threes. He is.
It's a shot he doesn't have to work for. I'm not saying he's lazy, but it's the easiest shot for him to get.
I'm not saying it's lazy either, but you got to see one go in every once in a while, because even for Donovan, and look, I give him credit. For a dude who's not used to doing this thing, he is letting it fly, and he doesn't seem like he's hesitating at all. It really doesn't. It's not the Nurk thing where he's open and then he takes a dribble and you just go, oh no, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah, he's 6 of 27 on the season right now for 22%.
And he was 4 of his first 9.
Mm-hmm. So he's 2 for his next, 16? No, 18? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stiff.
Just inside.
But
I understand all your points.
The rim
gotta
finishing
get
has been
inside.
better. So it's only
And his hands look better. He had that beautiful
the catch that was behind him from Shaedon.
Beautiful catch from Shea, and to collect it and get it up and convert.
And one.
Yes.
Yes, I thought that was one of his best, catch on the move, collection, composed, go up strong finishes that I've seen in his career.
100%. Well, folks, very exciting. Very exciting because it's a cup night on Friday.
Ooh,
it's a cup night. Can we bring up the cup standings, please? There's your NBA Cup standings. That's how they sit right now. Portland is technically behind San Antonio because they go on point differential.
Yes. When you're tied.
When you're tied, unless
head-to-head.
Head-to-head. If you've beaten that team and you have this, for example, let's say the Blazers and the Nuggets both finish 3-1. The rest of the teams finish 2-2 or worse. The Blazers will be advancing out of the group of death.
Just as we all saw it coming.
That's right. So they're taking on the Rockets of Houston, who look pretty good.
Yes.
This is going to be quite a test for the Blazers.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Rockets are not only just say beat up, they're a little dinged up right now. I actually want to pull up their game to see exactly where they're at as far as their injury report, because they have missed a few guys. But Alperen Sengun has taken off. He is, not to go full corny reference here, but achieved full liftoff with the Rockets, as it were. I did it, so what?
Wow.
But you kind of take a look at this Rockets team. They have the ability to be very good. They're one of the biggest teams in the league. They are crushing teams on the glass, whether it's Alperen Sengun, whether it's Steven Adams. Kevin Durant is also another 7-footer. Amen Thompson is a great rebounding wing. Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr. You just go down the list.
This could be a Final Four team.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're obviously the Van Vliet injury, pretty tough for them as a way to open the season. They're hoping Thompson can take a leap offensively. Obviously got KD. Sengun has turned into, kind of an all-NBA type player at this point. But it's going to be a matter of, can they get someone to run the show? And what does that look like? I mean, that seems to be the big question mark for Houston right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to have this happen where Amen Thompson is kind of becoming your de facto point guard in a sense, and his playmaking really is special. I thought he'd be a above-average playmaker. He looks like he could be Andre Iguodala on steroids. For those that don't, I'm not talking Warriors, Iggy. I'm talking Philadelphia 76ers, athletic freak.
Okay.
Other world. Iggy was one of the best athletes of his era that people forget. 6'6", 40-inch vertical, incredibly twitchy.
Arms for days.
Oh yeah, arms for days. His acceleration, deceleration, ability to change directions. Just a 1% athlete of the 1% athletes. But Amen might be more than that. His speed and explosion. If you're asking me today who is the best athlete in the entire NBA, it's Amen Thompson.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And when he has a game like they had tonight, again, they played the Wizards, 18 points, 8 assists, 2 turnovers, 8 of 11. That's pretty good.
Pretty good. So it should be a really good test for your Portland Trail Blazers on Friday against the Rockets. We'll be here. Please tune in. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a special treat for you. I've always wanted to throw to a vault.
There you go.
To file footage. 55 years ago today at the Oregon coast, it wasn't LeBron throwing powder, something very special happened. And we're going to send you to that right now. We love you all so much.
Bye.
It had to be said, the Oregon State Highway Division not only had a whale of a problem on its hands, it had a stinking whale of a problem. What to do with one 45-foot, 8-ton whale dead on arrival on the beach near Florence.
It had been so long since a whale had washed up in Lane County, nobody could remember how to get rid of one. In selecting its battle plan, the Highway Division decided the carcass couldn't be buried because it might soon be uncovered. It couldn't be cut up and then buried because nobody wanted to cut it up, and it couldn't be burned. So dynamite it was, some 20 cases or a half-ton of it. The hope was that the long-dead Pacific gray whale would be almost disintegrated by the blast, and that any small pieces still around after the explosion would be taken care of by seagulls and other scavengers. Indeed, the seagulls had been standing nearby all day. As everything was being made ready, we asked George Thornton, the highway engineer in charge of the project, for his final observation.
Well, I'm confident that it'll work. The only thing is we're not sure just exactly how much explosives it'll take to disintegrate this. things so the scavengers, seagulls and crabs and whatnot can clean it up.
Is there any chance it might be more than a one-day job?
If there's any large chunks left, and we may have to do some other cleanup, possibly set another charge.
The dynamite was buried primarily on the leeward side of the big mammal, so as most of the remains would be blown toward the sea. About 75 bystanders, most of them residents who had first found the whale to be an object of curiosity before they tired of its smell, were moved back a quarter of a mile away. The sand dunes there were covered with spectators and land lubber newsmen, shortly to become land blubber newsmen, for the blast blasted blubber beyond all believable bounds.
Did you get a wild? That was good.
All right, Fred, you can take your hands out of your ears. Here comes pieces of...
Our cameras stopped rolling immediately after the blast. The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. Pieces of meat passed high over our heads while others were falling at our feet. The dunes were rapidly evacuated as spectators escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming smell. A parked car over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk. The passenger compartment literally smashed. Fortunately, no human was hit as badly as the car. However, everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whale. As for the success of the effort, well, the seagulls who were supposed to clean things up were nowhere in sight, either scared away by the explosion or kept away by the smell. That didn't really matter. The remaining chunks were of such a size that no respectable seagull would attempt to tackle anyway. As darkness began to set in, the highway crews were back on the beach burying the remains, including a large piece of the carcass which never left the blast site. It might be concluded that should a whale ever wash ashore in Lane County again, those in charge will not only remember what to do, they'll certainly remember what not to do.